Namaste and Jai Jai Sri Krishna to all of my universal brothers and sisters and friends and family and associates and loved ones. May Lord Krishna bless you all. Lord Buddha said, if it is untrue and it is not the right time and place to say it, don't say it. If it is true and if it's still not the right time and place to say it, don't say it. If it is untrue, but not the right time, but the right and correct time to say it, don't say it. If it is the truth and the correct time to say it, then you say it. Today I'll be talking to you about what is right and what is wrong, according to the eyes of saints and sages. Right and wrong are always relative to surrounding circumstances. What is right in one situation is not right in another. Right and wrong vary according to time and special circumstances. Morality is a changing and relative term. The passionate man who has intercourse with his spouse is not at fault. But yet if he visits, a prostitute or, a brothel, he is at great fault. During society, people will look down on him. He's not going to be very well respected. And, there's a huge difference there, as you can see. A man who dwells constantly on immoral thoughts is the most immoral man. Do you clearly note the difference now? There's a difference. To kill an enemy is right for a Kshatriya king. Right? For example, Arjuna was ordered by Krishna to kill the enemies, the Kauravas. The true Kauravas, the true enemies, are the enemies within. Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Madh and Moh. To kill these enemies. Kam is limitless desire. Unwanted desire. I want this, I want this, I want this, I want that to happen, I want that to happen, I want this, I want that. Kam, Krodh is anger, Lobh is greed, Madh is attachment, Moh is worldly relations. These 5 things we must attack. A Brahmin or sannyasi should not kill anyone for protecting himself during times of danger, unless it is the absolute option. For example, if he is attacked by many people, and the only way to defend himself is with a stick, and then that is okay. You all have the right to protect yourself. They should practice strict forbearance and forgiveness. To speak an untruth to save the life of a Mahatma or one's Guru who has been unjustly charged by an unjust officer of a state is right. It is right. Untruth has become the truth in a particular case. For example, I'd like to give you a little story. One day a hunter was chasing a deer. And he ran into the forest, and there were 2 sages living next to each other. And he ran into one of the sages' houses. And the first sage noticed the deer running to the sages' houses, into the sage's house, the other sage's house. So the hunter was bewildered, he was bewildered, so, oh my God, where could this deer be? I want to use his skin to make a coat. So he asked the first stage, stage. He asked the first sage and said, I am looking for a deer. I want to make a coat. Where is he? And the sage witnessed the deer going into the other sage's hut, but he did not say anything. The sage told a lie to save that deer's life and said, I don't know where the deer went. You could look anywhere in the forest. He might be somewhere over there. He told a lie to save a life. But then the hunter went to the other sage's hut and said, where is the deer? And the sage told him that the deer is right here in my hut. And the deer was killed without mercy. So this sage accumulated bad karma by telling the truth, but this sage accumulated good karma by telling a lie. Binu sutta sangha vivekana hoi, Ram kripa binu sulubusanu. Unless you are in good company and constant meditation of God, you will not have vivek. Another good example is to kill a decoy who murders the welfare of many is ahimsa as well. To kill, a criminal is not a sin. A person who takes countless lives is not a sin. People like Osama bin Laden, Saddam Hussein. Osama bin Laden, Saddam Hussein. Terrorists, to kill people like that is not a sin. You are doing a benefit for all of mankind. Right? Forgiveness befits both the aesthetic, forgiveness is so powerful that it benefits both the person forgiving and the person being forgiven. Right? The ruler may, for example, if there's a king may forgive one who has injured him, but he cannot forgive one who has done the greatest harm to the entire public. There's a different standards here. A king has to impose punishment on his subject for doing something wrong. There's a difference here. But normal human beings should not impose punishment or exact vengeance on anybody. Forgiveness is powerful. Forgiveness is a Shakti given by God. Ask God to give me the Shakti, the power to forgive. Jesus Christ said in the Bible, to love those who hate you. Forgive those who caused you harm. Hinduism teaches the same thing. Buddhism teaches you the same thing. Islam teaches you the same thing. All the religions of the world teach you the exact same thing. May Lord Krishna bless you. And thank you very much for viewing my blogs. I really appreciate it. Please comment, subscribe. My email is at the description box at supremelordkrishna@yahoo.com. Please do not ask me anything that's controversial, like, abortion, affirmative action, the death penalty, same-sex marriage, legalizing marijuana, or anything that is controversial, like, capital punishment, etc. Please pertain your questions that are only limited to Hinduism, meditation, yoga sutras, the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, meditation, or anything that has to do with yoga and Hinduism in general. May Lord Krishna bless you, and thank you very much. Om Astoma Satagame Tamsoma Jyotirgame Mrityurma Amritgame Si Namo Namaha. Om Shanti, Shanti, Om Shanti.